Hello everyone, it's Kathy Champion. I don't know if anyone's here yet. I am about 5 minutes early, which is surprising for me. I thought I was going to be running late, so I'm just going to give everybody a little time to get in. And let's make sure that I don't have any cords in our way that's going to restrict our viewing. I think that looks good. So, I'm so happy that you can make it today, and hopefully I'll see some people coming in. Well, hey Margie, how are you? So glad to have you here. Thank you so much for showing up. I wasn't sure, with it being a Saturday, I don't know if Saturday's going to be a good day for doing lives or not. I want to try to get onto a schedule, and I'm not sure exactly what that's going to be as of yet. Hey Donna, Marsha, Sarah, hey everyone. So we do have some people hopping on. Thank y'all so much for joining me today. I know sometimes Saturday is, thank you Margie, Saturdays might not be a good day because a lot of people are out and about running errands and doing things that they didn't get a chance to do during the week, whether it be work or whatever that holds us back from doing our errands. I know my husband and I've got to go out. Hi TW, how are you? Terry from Kansas City. I had Terry mixed up with another Terry that lives here in North Carolina because I wasn't sure what her exactly what her handle was or what she went by on YouTube. So thank you Terry for showing up again. I appreciate it so much. I got a real fun little project today and I can't wait to show everybody. I think you're gonna love it. At least I hope so. And thank y'all so much for tuning in. I am going to give about 3 more minutes before we actually start. Donna, did you get the notes that I sent you? I'm hoping you did. I meant to check with you before the live started and I totally forgot. So I always try to make sure that Donna gets the notes so that she has links and everything to put in for me. She did such an awesome job what was it, Wednesday, when I went live last week. And hopefully she did. And I know there's a lag between what I'm saying and what y'all are hearing, so forgive me if sometimes I'm a little bit behind in answering y'all or whatever. So I'm gonna just give a few more minutes. I thought while we're waiting, I don't know if anybody saw my video from yesterday. It was like just a little tips and trick type video that I put up showing what I do with my paper pumpkin boxes. I'm going to come back. Thank you, Donna. Thank you for letting me know. I'm going to come back and revisit that paper pumpkin box because what I want to do is I want to decorate those boxes and make them very pretty for us all to look at, and I think that'll be an interesting video too. So any of you, I know that Marsha subscribes to the Paper Pumpkin, and we always have those boxes left over, and I was thinking, I had a stack of them in my craft room and I thought these are really nice boxes and I think we could do something with them. So anyway, it is right about 1 o'clock now, well almost. So I'm gonna thumb through the catalog real quick, and I want to show you the suite that I'm going to be working with, or I should say the bundle. I love this. Y'all seen me work with this one before. It's in the mini catalog, but it did carry over with one exception, and it is called, it was In Bloom, and I'm always trying to, here we go. I should have known, it's right where my page is out. I have wore this catalog out. This is the In Bloom. The stamp sets really, I thought they were okay. I bought this set because of the dies. I absolutely love, love, love these dies. And so you all will know, I am not going to be looking at the chat because it does distract me, and so I'm trying not to look. And Donna's there to answer questions or whatever, and if anything that she don't know the answer to or can't help you with, save your questions to the end of the video. And at that point, I'm planning on opening it up for a quick little, maybe 10-15 minute question and answer type thing, like I did last time. So anyway, this suite or this bundle right here it did carry over to the new catalog, but it's not going to be bundled. And what does that mean? That means that you cannot. Well, hey Brian, I'm trying not to look at the screen, but I saw you pop up and I had to say hey to you. Anyway, this bundle it will be available, not in a bundle. They're going to sell the stamp set separately from the dies, which means you won't get that 10% discount that you can get. So if you're interested in this particular bundle, order it before the end of the month. Hey Jennifer, glad you could make it. I wasn't sure. I hadn't talked to my daughter today, so I didn't know whether she was going to make it or not. But this bundle, you can save 10% on it through the end of May. This catalog runs through June. I was thinking it ran all the way through June, but from what I gather, this catalog goes away May 31st. So if you're interested in that bundle, you can find it in the annual catalog, but like I said, it is sold separate. So you would have to buy the stamps and the dies. But let me tell you my opinion of this bundle. You can very easily use this individually. It's not one of those sets where most of the time you need the dies to cut out the stamped images. That's not the case with this one. These dies are standalone all by themselves, and that's what I wanted to show you today. I only stamped one flower off of this on the pre-card that I did, and I'm going to show you that card. Before we get started, let me go over this real quick. This is my host code. It will be linked in the video if you click on show more. This is the host code for May, and if you spend $50 before shipping and tax, you'll get a free gift from me at the end of at the first of the month. Also, if you make any purchase in my store between now and the end of the month, you will be in a drawing for the Berry Blessing stamp set and this beautiful pack of Berry Designer Series paper. Both of these are Stampin' Up products. They're very high quality, and this is a brand new, it's a two-step, which means you have your image that you stamp in your black, and then you have your color image that you actually stamp into a colored ink and then put over top. So if you don't like to color, the two-step stamp sets are perfect. I like to color, but I also like to do that sometimes as well. Alright, so without any further ado, I'm going to show you the card that I did, and this one is not perfect because it was my photo type, but here's the little card that I made using just the dies. So I'm going to lay the stamp set to the side, and I'm going to lay this here. I even made the flower pot using the label die. I cut this out and then cut it in half, and it made that perfect little flower pot image. How neat is that? I love it. So this, like I said, the stems for the flowers, the leaves, the layers, everything came from the stamp set. The only thing different on here, I did use an embossing folder. The embossing folder that I used is called Pretty Flowers, and this is a brand new embossing folder, and it's unusual because it's not a 3D. 3D are fatter, they're a little thicker, they put a deeper impression, but I'm going to bring this up to the camera. I think that did an awesome job just to be a single stamp set. I mean, embossing folder. So when I open this card, you're going to see my stamped flower. There's my little stamped flower, and the middle was actually a die cut that one of the little flowers like that, and I just put it in the center and put a little rhinestone on it. So that was that one. Now the list of supplies that's going to be in the video after, give me about 15 or 20 minutes after the video is over, and I'll have this list of supplies that you would need, and also the instructions for this. And I'm hoping I can get this in as a PDF tutorial, so you can click on that link and download that and print it out so you can have it. I had been working diligently with my technology and trying to get things going and what have you. Hey Marlene. So I'm, like I said, I'm trying not to look at the chat, so if I ignore anybody, please forgive me. Okay, so today, if you remember, if anybody watched my video from yesterday, I showed you what I was doing because I got so tired of having so much clutter on my desk, and I thought, what a neat way if I put everything in a basket like this, And then I can just pull from this basket and put stuff back in the basket as I use it, and hopefully I won't make quite as big a mess as I normally do. I am going to take my die cuts and my little embellishments, and I'm going to sit those up right above my work surface. I'm going to do the same thing with my tape runner, my glue, because these are things that I'll be reaching for, my take your pick tool, and my bone folder. Okay, I'm going to set the basket over to the side. I got my glue dots here, and we will definitely be needing those. And I've got my silicone, not acrylicone. Hey, I can't talk today. I've got my little silicone craft mat, and we're going to use this because we're going to have some little sticky things putting these flowers together because they are very delicate. We're going to start out with, if I can get my pieces, we're going to start out with a piece of Whisper White, I'm sorry, Basic White. They changed that on me, so I'm still saying Whisper. And I'm not the only one. I've seen other demonstrators on YouTube, and they do the same thing. It is a Freudian slip because we have called it Whisper White forever. And of course, I haven't been in Stampin' Up! As long as some of these girls have been. But anyway, this is a piece of Basic White cardstock, and this is the thick. And I cut this, it's 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4 1/4. Basic A2 size card. And what I did is I cut another piece, and this piece is just a regular size mat. It's 4 by 5 1/4. So 4 inches this way, 5 1/4 this way. And I ran that through that embossing folder. Look how pretty that is. I hope you're able to see that. So what we're going to do, we're going to put this down on top of here. But I'm not going to put anything together until I build my flowers. And that's where this little trinket dish is going to come in. And I'm going to lay my silicone craft sheet right there. And this is for the inside of the card. So I'm just going to stick that back over to put in the card in a few minutes. That'll be for our sentiment on the inside in the mat. I went ahead and die cut these pieces, or we would have been here forever, and I don't think anybody wants to be here forever. And everybody, just really show your appreciation for Donna. I am so appreciative of her to be here and do this for me, because I would be lost without having her and Jennifer that can put this stuff in. And I didn't even email Jennifer the paper, so she's probably not going to be helpful. Jennifer, I am so sorry. I didn't even think that you would be here today. So she's had a hectic schedule all week with her school. I'm going to just take and lay these flowers down because I don't know exactly how I want them. I want the white to show up predominantly since we're using the black background. And you know what? I'm going to take it off of the silicone mat because I don't need that right yet. And I don't need my stems. So I'm going to lay all the stems over here. But I do want to use some of these white pieces, but I want to pair them up with the black, and then maybe put some white over top of that, and then maybe let's see, maybe a little black center like that. Now that's going to be so beautiful once we put the dimensionals on it and really build it up. So it doesn't look like much right now. And the same with the other one. Here's a cute little piece that will look really cute right there. And let me find one of those little tiny flowers like this to put right there. And see how cute those are they're gonna build up and make really lovely little flowers. And I'm trying to think, I think I want to put about 4 like I did on the other card. So let's look, I think this one, and then let's find some smaller black pieces to go on the top. And here's a black piece that would work. I hope I don't have to cut some more because that would not be good right now. We don't have time to cut, do we? We need to create. Maybe this one, and then this one, and that one. So what I'm doing is, that kind of looks like that one, doesn't it? Okay, I want it to look different. So let's try something a little bit different. Let's try this one. I absolutely love these pierced dies because every one of these pieces, even the tiniest ones, have the stitch marks in them. And they are just so whimsical and so cute and fun to work with. Let's see if I got another white piece that looks a little, yeah, here we go. This one will make it look different. I just like my flowers to all look a little bit, a tiny bit different. So we'll put this one right here. Yeah, I like that. We're going to go with those. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and put these flowers together. So I'm going to take one flower at a time. And let me grab my mini glue dots. Not mini glue dots, I'm sorry. These are mini Stampin' Dimensionals, and I've lost a jewel. One of my gems has fallen off of my rhinestones. So I'm just going to stick that back on there. I love having that basket there because it's nice to be able to put everything over out of my way. And I'm a little bit crooked, y'all. I think it's my camera because I bumped my camera earlier plugging in my cable. My husband comes in here and straightens me up, and then about 2 days later I'm all crooked again. But anyway, I'll probably get him in here before the day's out, maybe. I think he's going to be working on the car today. But I'm going to go ahead and start putting these together. And I'm going to start out with my Stampin' Dimensionals. And here's my Take Your Pick tool. This is one thing that I reach for every time I'm crafting. I love this thing, and you're going to see today just how versatile it is. So I'm going to put that down, and then I'm going to pull that that backer off of it. And then I'm going to come in and I'm going to pick, well, it picks up better if I take the lid off of it. Pick that up, and I'm going to offset it just like that. And then I'm going to come in now with a glue dot because I don't want these to stand up, you know, so tall that they're sticking way up in the air, because, you know, flowers don't really do that unless it's a sunflower. So I'm going to take my Take Your Pick tool, and I'm going to take one of these glue dots, and I'm going to put that right in the middle. And then I'm going to pick this flower up. And what's so nice about picking your flowers up with this, you can get them right in the center, and you can hold them and hoover them right over top of it. Hoover or hover. Hover, I think. My husband always corrects me when I say these words wrong. Of course, like I said, he teases me and says I have Kathyisms, so I don't know. And then I think I'm going to do another glue dot, and I'm going to put that one, I'm going to kind of squish that one down a little bit, because I want it to have a little dimension, but I want it to hide up underneath here. So again, take your pick and bring that flower over and stick it down just like that. All right, one flower down and several to go. And I think I wanted a little white piece to go in the middle of this one. It might have been there and I might have knocked it off. Okay. That's all right. We'll get there. Again, I think I'm going to do another dimensional. And when I did my live last week, y'all, I tell you what, I was really nervous. I don't feel quite as nervous today. I guess it's always that first one. I think back on my very first YouTube video, my knees were knocking. So I understand anybody that's new at doing something like this being a little nervous. But you know what? You don't have to be. It's just, I think it's just that fear of the unknown. I think that's a human nature that we all have. So don't be afraid. If this is something that you want to do and you want to try, go for it. There's our second flower. Now we got this one to do. All right, we're coming along. We'll get these flowers built, and this is going to be the most time-consuming part of my video today. So let's take that backer off. And I love wrangling those backers with this Take Your Pick tool, because I can put them in my trash can and not have them everywhere, and I love that. There's nothing like, that's the good thing about the little dimensionals. You do have a few minutes to lift that up if you didn't get it on there just quite where you wanted it. Now this one I think I'm going to do it flat down with the glue dot. So this glue dot I'm not going to roll or anything. I just want to pick it up. And as a matter of fact, why don't I just lay my flower, or lay it right into the flower. And I can see where it's at and put it right there. That's pretty good, isn't it? Not quite completely even, but close enough. And then I think I'm going to use a dimensional on the last piece, since that's a little bit bigger piece. And I'll put that there and take the backer off. And then we're going to put this one in just like that. Okay, we're getting there. Patience is a virtue, or so they say. Okay, Jennifer, don't you chime in on that one. She knows her mother better than anybody. And she probably knows that patience is not a virtue of mine. I try to be patient, but sometimes it can be hard. My husband says I'm the most impatient person he's ever known, but I don't think I am. But you know, we don't see ourselves the way others see us, so sometimes that can be good and sometimes that can be bad. So let's lay that right there. And you can build your flowers up any way you want to. You can add all dimension. You can put them all flat. I think I want to do this like this to try to cover up that mini dimensional. And now for this last one, I am going to use a glue dot because I need to roll it. And I'm going to just roll it right here, just like that. And I got another one on my finger. I don't know if it was a mistake. I've heard some other demonstrators complain about the glue dots being on the wrong side. They used to be on the outside of the roll, and it made it really easy for us. They would be like under here. And they were so easy. So I think it might have been a manufacturer defect with those not getting exactly where they were supposed to be on the paper. So I'm really hoping the next pack that I buy will be in the right direction. Okay, that flower's a little crooked, but you know what? Have you ever seen a perfect flower? There's usually one oddball in the bunch. Sort of like us crafters, you know? And I'll take that. Hey, Carmina. Oh, I'm seeing Carmina. I know she's been saying she keeps missing me. So I said I wasn't going to look, but I guess I lied because I did. Oh, goodness. All right, I'm going to go ahead and glue this down. I tell you what, before we glue that down, let's make our flower pot. Out of those dies, this little label die right here, I cut it out and I thought, I need a flower pot. Actually, I can't take credit for this. My upline, Brandy Cox, I saw this on her video. And look how cute. That makes the perfect little flower pot for I thought that was ingenious. I'm going to save the other one because I may use that one for our sentiment. Let's see. Yeah, it goes like this. And now we need to build our flowers. So we got some stems. And what I want to do is I want to make sure that my stem is coming out where I want it to on my flower. So I think to do that, I'm going to use some liquid glue. And I'm just going to put it right in the center. I don't think I needed that much, but you know what? Hey, it is what it is, right? Let me move some of this stuff. I said I was going to use that basket so I wouldn't have everything all around me, and guess what? I got everything all around me. I guess it sounded good in paper. I can put this stuff, what it is, I'm not in the habit of putting my stuff up as I use it. So I'm going to put a little bit of that glue down on that mat because I did not need that much glue. And I'm going to come right under here. And I'm going to stick that stem down in the middle of that flower. And I want it to be coming out kind of at an angle. And I'm going to lay it on that silicone mat. That's the reason I wanted the silicone mat, because I knew that if I lay these down on my work surface, they would stick. And I didn't want them to stick. I wanted them to be a little bit, freewheeling. I'm going to take this excess glue and I'm just going to rub my stem in it. And then I'm going to put this up under the flower. There's another stem. And then I've got this one. I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to run my stem through my glue. Just like that. And bring it up underneath. and just press it down. Now we can trim these stems. That's why I wanted to get all my flowers put together before I made any commitment as to where they were going. So here's another one, and we're going to do the same thing. Let's run it through that glue. Use up as much of that glue as we can. And I'm going to put this one right about there. And press it down. Now I'm going to lay that over there just for a minute because now I want to concentrate on this. And I want to run some twine or ribbon or something around there just to give it a little bit of, let's see if I got any black baker's twine. I know I got some that's not Stampin' Up, but I don't know if I got any that, I don't. You know what would give this a pop of color? This actually came in one of my paper pumpkins, and I save any of my excess stuff from my paper pumpkin. So if you have not subscribed to Paper Pumpkin, think about it. It's a great, great way to get introduced to Stampin' Up! If you have never used it. And it's really just a great way. Don't you think that little pop of red will be cute on there? I believe this was Cherry Cobbler, if I'm not mistaken. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use my Stampin' Seal. And this is the Stampin' Seal Plus. It is my favorite. And I'm going to put just a small piece and get it rolling. I'm going to put a small piece right there in the middle. And all I want that to do is catch the baker's twine. So I'm going to lay my twine into that. And then I'm going to cut a good little piece because I want to wrap it. I want to wrap it that way, and then this way, and then that way. And I'm going to scrunch it down. And I want it to be together, but we're going to have a little bow on our flower pot. I think that'd be cute. Just sort of like I did in this one. I did this one and I used the lemon thread, and I thought it was so cute. So I'm replicating this one to a degree, the same as, and my dogs are snoring, y'all. Bella and Toby are both in here with me. You would think they would be in there with Dennis since he's home, but when I came in here and to close the door, boy, they made a beeline. So they like to be in here with me whenever I'm in here crafting. They feel like it's, in fact, Bella's gotten to the point, this is her safe haven. She comes in here whenever she feels, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to feed this one through. I didn't do that on the other one, but I'm going to feed that through, and I'll tell you why. That's going to help wrangle all those threads together in that one spot. And I'm going to do one other thing. I want to grab my, what did I do with them? These are not Stampin' Up! This is my old Cricut pair that came with my Cricut. But I'm going to just tie this in a bow, and those tweezers help hold that knot so you don't lose it while you're tying. Just another little, and many of y'all might already know that. You might already use that little trick, but it does make a difference when you're tying your bows. Now I'm going to pull a tail on one, and I'm going to pull the tail on the other one till they're smaller. And then I'm going to tighten that up, just like that. Now we got a nice little curly Q bow on there. And if you want your loops a little smaller, you can still pull it like that. And then I'm going to cut those off because let's see, I don't like to use my paper scissors on my ribbon or anything like that. And I don't like to use my cloth or ribbon scissors on other things. It's just a pet peeve. I think it came from my grandmother. She was a seamstress. She sewed all her life. In fact, that's how she made money, because she was elderly and on a very fixed income. And I'm trying to decide which side of this I want. This is the embossed because it's pushed up. This is the debossed. And you know, I almost like the debossed side on this one. Look at the difference. That's debossed and that's embossed. I don't know. I'm going to go with embossed. I usually do embossed anytime that I'm doing something like this. So I'm going to use liquid glue to put this down. And the reason for that, anytime I've got nooks and crannies from an embossing folder, I like to use liquid glue. And the reason for that, a tape runner doesn't get down in those little nooks and crannies. It's sort of like butter on your English muffin, you know? Nice soft butter that melts all down in those nooks and crannies. Just is so much better. So same way with my glue on my embossing, anything that I have embossed. All right, so now I want to put this down, and I'm going to put this up on dimensionals, and I'm going to do all of this before I put the, I'm going to move my flowers down. I think I want to do my flowers down here, but you know what? I'm indecisive. Y'all know that about me. So let's pull our flowers over. I'll tell you what, let's do our flowers first. The reason I want to do my flowers first, because I want to make sure that all of my stems are going to go down into my flower pot without my flowers being encumbered. That makes sense to y'all? So maybe one down this way. Remember, we can always trim the stems. We don't have to worry about the stems. We just need to worry about the placement of the flowers. So right there. And then what about one that's sticking right about there? Got to save room for our sentiment too, though. So always so many things to think about when you're crafting. Will this work there? Will this work there? And then once we get it all down like we want it, pretty bouquet of flowers. Now y'all, you know it's serious when I get quiet, right? I never get quiet. Let's see. I'm not digging it. So let me try this. Let's try it this way. Let's try putting our flowers behind the pot and put one like that. And I know they seem flimsy because those stems really are. They're very narrow pieces of cardstock. Let's put one like that and a little one down here. The taller ones can go up, or the bigger ones. And then we got this one that can go right there. All right, I think I got them like I want them. So I'm going to hold that in my hand and turn it over. And you know what works really great in something like this? Good old-fashioned Scotch tape. Or we could use, and that would probably even hold it better, is a piece of tearing tape. Two-sided sticky tape. Stampin' Up calls theirs tearing tape. It's the same thing. It's two-sided sticky tape. So I'm just going to tear off a piece, and I'm going to run that right across the back. The good thing about this, it will hold those in place as well as give us some more sticky back there. So this one is going to go right there. I'm going to go ahead and use my take your pick tool and take that tape, lift up the backer off of that tape. And the reason I'm going to do that, because that one flower that I want to sit up higher, I didn't want to put it down until I saw where my other ones were going to go. So I'm going to turn that over. Let me bring that silicone craft mat out again, because remember, this sticky tape will not stick to that. And let's see where we want this one to be. I think he needs to go over here. And now, is all that going to fit on my card? That's the next question. Let's bring this over and sit it down and see what we got. Now this piece right here, I think we're going to bring him down lower. Maybe like right there. I think that'll work. Alright, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn this over and I'm going to grab my paper snips. These are the best little scissors for anything and everything in your craft room. And I'm going to go up to where that baker's twine is, and I'm going to snip those off right there. Everything is caught in that tape, so we're good to go. And let's get my trash off of my work surface. Now I'm going to take some Stampin' Dimensionals, and I want to use the regular size. We have the mini ones, and the mini ones are very tiny. You saw me use those a while ago. See the difference in how tiny those are compared to these? So I'm going to use these, but I don't want to put it where my twine is. I want to put it on the other side and the bottom of where that twine is, because if you don't, believe me, I learned that with the other one. I was talking to Donna this morning and I told her, I said, my flower pot's crooked. I said it's because of my twine, so I was able to pull that up and straighten it up, and I did pretty good. But if you notice, my sentiment is crooked. It doesn't look too bad on camera, but when I look at it, it's definitely crooked. I wanted to do one that was very colorful, and then I wanted to do one in black and white, just to show you the versatility of these dies. They are simply stunning. So let's see. I haven't taken the backers off yet, so which means that I can lay this down and kind of get a feel for where I want my flowers. And I like that because I can put I like the way they kind of sprayed over. That was one of those happy accidents, because now that will give me a place where I can put a sentiment here or here, and I like that. So I'm going to commit that to right there. So I'm going to turn that over, and I'm going to put a couple more dimensionals on top of those flowers, like maybe one right here and maybe one here, because I don't want those flowers flopping around, because remember, these stems, like I told you, are very, very delicate and I don't want them to break. Maybe I'll do one right about here. Now, Stampin' Up! Has got some new kits. If anybody's been looking at the catalog, the kits were always shown in the catalog, but this year they're doing something a little different with the kits. And I'm not talking about Paper Pumpkin. I'm talking about the one-time buy kits where you just buy them. And what they're doing is they're introducing them. They won't be available for people to buy until June the 1st. Because I am a demonstrator, I was able to pre-order, and I have 3 of the kits, and I worked one of the videos that I have done. It's a recorded video that will probably go up Monday. Shows me making one of each of the cards in that kit. They are all inclusive. Everything that you need comes in the kit. But you know me, I always like to add other stuff. So let's put that down right about there, making sure my flower pot's straight. And then I'm just going to tap that down. Oh, I love that. Isn't that pretty? I really love it more than I thought I was. And I like the flowers that they're kind of all grouped together and everything. I love that. I like my happy accident. That turned out really, really pretty. I'm thrilled. Okay, the next thing I want to do before we go any further, I want to go ahead and put my whatever I did with it, my inside, oh, of course, it's right here. I'm going to go ahead and get this ready to go on the inside of my card before we do our sentiment. In fact, we'll do our sentiment at the same time, and I think I'm going to use, where's that little piece I had? This little piece right here. Let's see if this is going to fit on here. It will fit right here. So we're going to put our sentiment at the top. And I might even put like some little flowers that looks like they've kind of fallen, little petals that have fallen off down here. That's kind of cute, don't you think? It looks like it's lost some petals, and it kind of fills in that space. Okay, so now we need to get our sentiment and what we want to put inside of our card and get to stamping. So I have a couple of other stamp sets that I pulled out. This is a brand new one called Color and Contour, and this comes with some dies that are beautiful canopy of trees, I believe. Is that the ones that go, no, scalloped contours. I'm so sorry. The scalloped contours are beautiful framelets. Let me pull those and I'll show them to you because, and Donna, I did not put this one in because I wasn't even thinking that I was going to show these dies. So if you can pull that number, or I can give it to you, it's 155560. 155560. But these are the scallop contour, and it does have a die for the 2 flowers. And these beautiful rectangular stitched dies are beautiful. I love those. I think, you know what? I might change my mind and use this. Here I go again, y'all. I might use this die to put my sentiment in. Let's see what sentiment we're going to use. I love that. You're absolutely amazing. That was the one I used on that one. I think I'm going to do the same one. Will that fit in there? Oh, who knows? Here I go, y'all. I'm always changing things up. Donna, I know Donna's going to shoot me. Donna is going to shoot me. Yeah, I like that. Let me run that through my die machine. Thank goodness my die machine's right here at my right hand. I don't have to get up and run anywhere to die cut, which is always a good thing. And a reminder, anybody that wants to join up for Stampin' Up! And listen, you're under no obligations. You can sign up for the 3 months, get your $99 gift, and split. Your $99 is going to get you $155 worth of merchandise with free shipping. All you pay is $99 plus your local tax. You can come in for 3 months, enjoy the discounts yourself for the 3 months. You're not obligated to buy a thing. And then after that, you are good to go. And if you don't want to purchase from yourself, why wouldn't you? While you're a demonstrator, you can always come back and be my customer after that. So it's kind of, if you got a $100 wish list, do it that way. Free shipping. You're going to save yourself money just in the free shipping. So it's a great way for you to come in, give Stampin' Up! A try and see if you like it, and you can get like the die cut machine. If you want that die cut machine, it's the perfect time to get it. No, absolutely no shipping. And that, I always tell all of my customers, if you want the die machine, that is absolutely the best way to get it. You know, yes, I want to make a little money at this, but I also want my customers to be taken care of and serviced. So if you are in the market for a die cut machine, this is a great way to get one. This is my Memento Tuxedo Black ink. And I'm also going to pull out my Stampin' Pierce mat. No, Donna, I didn't put that on there either. Like I said, Donna's going to shoot me before this is all said and done. But I'm going to ink this up. Now this stamp has been used, so it shouldn't be as difficult. But I am using my Stampin' Pierce mat because anytime, might want to stamp it right side up. Anytime that you are dealing with photopolymer stamps, you don't have the cushion in those that you have in the cling stamps. So it helps so much if you have some type of cushioning to put in. And there we go. Isn't that cute? I think that's going to look so much cuter on there because look at those the little dots, and it's got a little bit of stitching on it. You never know when you have different items from Stampin' Up! So many of the things are interchangeable. Just because a die set goes with one stamp set doesn't mean that you can't switch things up, and I love to switch things up. And you're right, Marlene, it's definitely my prerogative to change my mind. and I practice that very often. I really do. All right, I'm going to lay that back over here, and now we are going to, and I think I'm just going to put this flat down. I don't think that it needs to be popped, and I really think I like it more over to the right than the left or the middle. What do y'all think? Okay, put an R, an L, or an M, and whichever I get the most of, that's where we're going to put it. So you let me know. I'm waiting. Who can't see the card? Oh, you can't see the card. Oh, I'm so sorry, Margie. Hey, how are you? I just saw Margie Miller. Can you see now? There is my card. Isn't that pretty? But I don't know. I'm kind of thinking to the left for my sentiment. And, or to the right or in the middle. So I'm getting, hey Nancy, middle, middle, middle. Okay, I'm seeing more middles. No lefts. Everybody's saying middle. Okay, we're going to go with the middle. I'm going with the consensus. And it looks like the consensus said the middle. And you know, sometimes we can't see the forest for the trees, because if I put it to the left, I probably would have come back later and said, ooh, I should have put that in the middle. All right, there we go. So pretty. Now all we got to do is put these little flowers down. And I'm not going to use liquid glue. I learned something this morning. Because these have the pierced holes in them, when you put the liquid glue, it oozes out of those little pierced holes. So guess what? Glue dots to the rescue. And you know, sometimes people say, well, why does Stampin' Up! Sell so many different types of adhesives? This is why. Because you need different adhesives for different jobs. So that one's going to go there. Thank you so much, Margie Miller, for showing up. I hadn't seen you or I hadn't talked to you in forever, other than just a little here and there. I hope you've been doing well. I actually met Margie, not in person, but through chats like this on Maymay's. Maymay Made It. And Margie just became a very dear person to me. Right off the get-go. And I think it's because we both share our love for Christ like we do, and that can always make a bond. And it's the same with so many other of you. Our love for Jesus has really made us very close. All right, so the front of our card is done, and does that look amazing? I love it. Love it, love it, love it. It turned out even better than I thought it would. Okay. Now let's get this little piece. Now this piece right here measures 4 by 5 1/4, and that's just a standard size mat. This one I went down 1/4 inch, so it's 3 3/4 by 5. And all these measurements will be in the description below, but like I said, you're going to have to give me about 15 or 20 minutes after the live to get everything plugged into the video. So if you don't see it right after the video, then come back. I'm sure it will be there. Now, let me ask y'all this. Do you think we need to put one of these little bumblebees on the front of this card, like we did the other one? Let me lay it on here, and then y'all tell me. We could put it right here on the flower pot, like I did the other one. Or does the gold take away from it? We could put it right up here by the Amazing. Or should I just leave it off? It could be down here by the little fallen flowers. Not sure. I'm not sure either. Y'all let me know. I'll keep looking at the chat while I'm figuring out what I'm gonna put inside of here. And I think I'm gonna use the same stamp set, Color and Contour. And thank you for everything. You know, I'm always needing thank you cards, because I always send my customers a thank you. Oh, thank you so much, Margie Miller. And I'm saying Margie Miller and Margie Ryan because I've got 2 Margies. Their names are spelled different, but when I say Margie, I don't want anybody to be thinking I'm talking to one when I'm actually talking to the other, or vice versa. I think I am going to put that little thank you inside. I like that. Thank you for everything. And I'm going back to my my black ink. And I do use all Stampin' Up! Products as best I can. I did pull out my Scotch tape, but I didn't use it. I decided, no, I need to use my... So did anybody say anything about the bee? Okay, some people love the bee. So you think I ought to put the bee on here? I think the bumblebee would be really cute right down here. What do y'all think? Or would it be better on the flower pot? He might show up better on the flower pot. Oh, Jennifer said she likes it near the top at by the sentiment. So what about right there? Maybe he could be flying down toward the flowers, you know. Bees do love flowers. But then he looks like he's upside down. Okay, everybody's saying on the sentiment. So you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to put the bee right about there. Is that good? Everybody like that? Okay, who's saying hi, Grandma? That must be one of my boys, one of Jennifer's boys. I love my grandkids. Bless them. And speaking of which, Jennifer, Autumn is with the other grandma, and my question to her is, when are you going to get my baby? I haven't been able to talk to her all week because she's been at the other grandma's, and I miss her. All right, I'm going to take my little bee and sit him right about there. Everybody said sentiment. So everybody like that? I love interacting with all of you. It is so much fun. It makes my day, and it makes me smile. So I don't know if y'all can see it. I know you can't see it. I'm working on getting my video where y'all can see me, where I'll have in the corner of the screen, like, you know, right about down in this corner, you will see me, my face. I don't know if y'all want to watch me. I don't know if y'all want to see this mug while I'm crafting or not, but I promise I'll fix myself up a little bit. I won't do it when I'm looking like I just crawled out of bed. And that's only because I love y'all so much. I wouldn't do that to you, I promise. Alright, I'm going to stamp this in the middle because I have another idea of another product. Donna, you might want to look up that trio punch because I'm going to do my corners, I think. I'm going to stamp this up just a little bit higher than I normally would. And I'm going to make sure I'm getting this inked up real good because I have not used this stamp. And we're going to stamp this right about there. Beautiful. I love it, I love it, I love it. Now the trio punch I love, and I'm going to show you why. Let's see if I can get in my drawer where it's at. This is our trio punch, and it punches, it's a hole punch, a corner rounder, and a little decorative punch. Love this, love it, love it, love it. And we're going to do that little decorative punch on each corners. And I have had decorative punches before that were so hard, or either they tore your paper all to pieces. And I want to show you with this one just how simple it is and how pretty. I did it with one hand. I have no strength in my hands. So I have to get my husband to open every jar in the house. I can't even get the top off his coffee cup. So this is how easy it is to punch this. Isn't that cute? And I thought, how stinking cute is that going to look on that black? Love, love, love it. I hope y'all are loving it as much as I am. Let me rake some of my trash out of my way. And I'm going to turn this over, and I'm going to use my Stampin' Seal on this. And I'm not going to put the Stampin' Seal where those holes are at. I'm going to put it in between it. Just like that. And a little bit here and here. And now I'm going to put this on here. And when I use any type of tape runner like the Stampin' Seal, I like to put the edge of my paper and get that lined up right where I know that it needs to be, and then just follow that guideline and lay it right down. That is what helps me get my mat on evenly. And then I usually do the same thing on the inside of my card. I will use my Stampin' Seal. Oops, I went off the edge on that one. That's okay. This stuff works just like tearing tape, so if you get it off a little bit, you can just roll it back onto itself, and it works great. And this is super strong. Of the two, they have a regular Stampin' Seal and a Stampin' Seal Plus. I am a Stampin' Seal Plus girl myself because when I put it on there, I want to know it's sticking. And that stuff sticks like glue. Actually, better than glue. So there we go. I love that. I hope that y'all love that card. I had so much fun making that with all of you on here. And you're right. I love the bumblebee on there. I think that added to the card so much. And I am putting these two cards together. I think this one needs another flower now. That I look at it and I see how pretty this one is all full. I think this one. One more thing that I want to put on here. We gotta have some bling. You know, I don't do a card without bling. So I'm going to grab my Take Your Pick tool. This is another, this putty end comes in so handy, not only picking up the little flowers and things like I did, but for doing your gems. And I'm going to get this medium-sized one, and I'm just going to put one in the middle of these flowers. Because we got to have, a girl's got to have her bling. Y'all probably wonder how come when I craft I never have my rings on. I am just one of those people that find jewelry to get in my way when I'm busy doing stuff. I wear my jewelry when I'm out, but I don't wear jewelry around the house, and I don't craft or cook in my jewelry. And it's, we all have our little idiosyncrasies, and that's one of mine, and I'm okay with it. I love, love, love that. Now I'm thinking my flower pot needs a little something, something. So let me look into my gems. I got an idea. It's dangerous when I get ideas because Donna told me this morning she smelled smoke. I got another video that I'm going to be bringing to y'all. Here's the matte black dots. These are so stinking cute, and I think a couple across the top of that flower pot will really set it off. Sometimes we got to know when to stop, but hey, I'm going to put one right in the center. And I'm going to put one right here on this end. I'm just going to do 3, I think. Maybe 4. Let's see. I think if we move this one over, let's see if we can lift that one up and move it to the center. The good thing about these, they already have glue on them. Yes. Oh, I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. Yes, I love it. Can y'all tell I love it? I hear you, Jennifer. You must do, because I take my jewelry off as soon as I walk in the house. It used to be my shoes, but now that I've got older, my feet need my shoes. So my shoes would be the first thing that came off, but now it is definitely my my jewelry. I take my rings off, my watch, my earrings, and it all goes. If I'm wearing a necklace, the same way. I take everything off when I come in the house. All right, well, we're finished with these cards, and like I said, I'll have a list of all the supplies and everything that I used. This one here, I'll list the colors if y'all like me to. If you don't, then you can just use any colorful cardstock that you've got to make that with. I don't really think it's necessary, but I will have all of the dimensions and everything of these cards, and they're very standard. These were standard size cards. So I'm going to open this up and take some criticism or comments. If you have questions about any of this, please feel free to ask if you have any questions about Stampin' Up. I do want to let you know that they are running extra $25 in Stampin' Rewards if you have an order of 250 or more. Plus you get 10% on your order, so that would be $50 in free product. So for 250 you get $300 worth of product. Again, if you're interested in signing up with Stampin' Up, you will get a $99 kit. That kit includes anything out of either one of the catalogs that you want, but that only runs through the end of this month. $99, free shipping, and you only pay your sales tax, whatever your sales tax is in your state. So if you want a heavy item like the Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine, that would be a perfect time to get it. Or if you just want stamp sets and paper and dies, it would be the perfect time to get. You're under no obligation. You don't have to do what I do. You don't have to sell. You can be your own customer for the 3 months that you're in, and if you don't reach your $300, you just drop out and you can come back and be my customer again. Or however, but that's just the way it works, and it's a great opportunity for you to get some of the things you want at a really good cost, a good price. So if you're like me, I love a deal, and that is really a good deal. So think about it, and get in touch with me. My phone number is listed under my video, and if you have questions, you can always call me, or you can text me your number and I'll call you, whichever works best for you. If you call me and I do not answer the phone, please do leave me a message. I feel like I have Kermit in my throat, and it must be from all this talking I've done. A little sip of something wet just to wet my whistle. But I just want to thank you all so much for being here. For some of you are very loyal and wonderful customers, and I just want to tell you from the bottom of my heart how much I appreciate you and everything that y'all do for me. Coming on and being at these videos and watching me create means so much. Please share this video on your Facebook page. Help me grow my channel. I have gotten, in just a little over a month, I've gotten over 100 more subscribers. It is growing. And I am doing this to make, not so much as a hobby, but to be an income, to supplement my income. And my husband's thinking about, he's getting to the point where he needs to retire. So that's why I do this. But another reason I do it is I love it. I absolutely love connecting with all of you and getting to know you. So thank you so, so much for everything. Remember what I said. If you're interested in this Stampin' Die bundle, let me grab it. If you're interested in getting both of these items, now if you're just interested in one, it doesn't matter. You can order anytime because these are going to be in the new catalog. But if you're interested in bundling this and save the 10%, please, please, please. Yes, Jennifer, I have my Pepsi. I am a Pepsi-holic. I guess I need to go to a support group. But if that's the worst habit I got, then I think I'm okay. I just like the taste of Pepsi. What was it? In the trial, I remember when I watched the Kavanaugh trials, the Supreme Court judge and he said, I like beer. And he kept telling everybody he liked beer. Well, I like Pepsi. So no harm with that. But like I said, if you want both of these, if you want the stamp set and the dies, save yourself the 10% and order before the end of the month. If not, then you can buy them anytime this coming year, and they'll be sold separately. So you always, anytime with Stampin' Up, if there's a bundle, you will save 10%. All right, I'm not going to hold y'all any longer because it's been right about an hour, and I made a promise to Donna as my moderator and Jennifer as my moderator and to all of you that I would promise not to keep anyone over an hour. So I think that that's enough of time. I think that was plenty enough of time for a live video. So thank you so much for tuning in, and as I always say in closing, and I told you that I always will, always, let everything that you do and say bring glory to our Father in heaven. He is so, so worthy of our praise and our honor, and I just want to let y'all know that I testify to his goodness, his mercy, and his saving grace. And if y'all have prayer requests, please drop them in a comment or send them over to me. Don't forget to go join, if you haven't joined my Facebook group, Kathy's Random Acts of Stamping, go over and join there. I will be sharing everything Stamping Up. All announcements, my lives or whatever will be there, along with any specials that's going on with Stamping Up. So until we craft again, God bless and keep you all. I love you. And until next time, bye-bye.